Welcome to your Wellspring Wednesday. My name is Sara, a certified trauma recovery coach with Full Circle Wellspring. There is no one-size-fits-all healing process designed for trauma survivors. The truth is, each of us has to individually tap into our inner wellspring to find a regimen that works. These episodes are dedicated to finding, exploring, and using those inner resources that I believe all survivors have in order to live their best healed life. Let's get started. Today's topic is objectivity. To start off today, I want to give a shout out to Feedspot. They ranked Trauma Survivorhood as number 32 on their most comprehensive top 60 trauma podcast list this month. I appreciate that, and I am honored to continue to bring solid content 3 times weekly to survivors around the globe. Ranking number 1 on this list, as it should, is Guy McPherson's The Trauma Therapist podcast. This is the podcast I was listening to that fateful day years ago when one of my association's coaches came on to explain the modality of trauma recovery coaching. It's all been forward motion for me since then, and I'm honored to even be on a list with his amazing podcast. And now he's weekly helping me to develop a solid coaching business, helping survivors find their full circle healing as a trauma recovery coach myself. That's a full circle moment for sure. Now, to dive into today's topic on being objective. I love this word and its many meanings. The dictionary defines objective as 1. Expressing or dealing with facts or conditions as perceived without distortion by personal feelings, prejudices, or interpretations. 2. Of relating to or being an object, phenomenon, or condition in the realm of sensible experience independent of individual thought and perceptible by all observers, having reality independent of the mind. And 3, something toward which effort is directed, an aim, goal, or end of action. Similar to last week when I was discussing nearsightedness, objectivity is a perception free from distortion. Although no longer talking about actual vision, this concept comes with time and energy and space and distance. Being able to have an undistorted perspective, one must have a bit of distance from the emotions and the biases of the situation. This can be hard to do for yourself and by yourself. Not impossible, as I believe all things are indeed possible. Yet a lot of what my coaching is for my clients is to be that outside shift in their perception. Not at all to say that we're taking away the pain and the reality of their trauma. We're never downplaying the emotions that come up during your trauma healing. You see, we aren't trying to get rid of the past. We're just looking for new ways to cope in the future. I just personally believe that another view of the after effects from your trauma is really insightful when moving forward as a survivor. I do think that what an individual needs to be able to see are the affirmations that their trauma left them with about themselves. These are all the lies that come out subtly. It's what we believe to be true about ourselves. That sometimes sounds like an affirmation that a survivor might say they can't do X, or they can't figure out Y, or something they limit themselves, saying something like, I'll always be this way. Those black and white statements that we say so subconsciously continues to wire into the brain the things that your abuser made you think about yourself and the world around you. Having some internal space and distance from your trauma allows you to see things from a more objective view. Never ever condoning the abuse or forgetting about the trauma, but in a way seeing things from a fresh view. This can be challenging and comes with a lot of practice. Beyond that, objectivity also serves to allow for more concrete evidence to present. You can step back and recognize that you still speak illy of yourself when stressed, or that you may use your parents' words to describe your lack of accomplishments. But you can question those all or nothing statements, asking yourself if they're really true, or why you believe them and when did you start believing them. This is a powerful internal resource for yourself, similar to CBT training to challenge your thoughts. Can you begin to have some objectiveness when you think and talk about yourself? Is there room for reframing? Are you looking for other ways to feel differently about a situation so that you can unstick from the misery? What I love most is that a whole other definition of objective means a goal. It's almost as if once you allow objectivity to work its way into your life, you can start setting recovery goals based around this new view and way of thinking. It's just really beautiful to me that this change can occur with just a few questions asked of yourself or your coach. Small challenges to your mindset can turn it from doom and gloom to a growth mindset over time. You can begin to see yourself the way friends and loved ones do, and you can hear and speak your trauma story in a new light with new hope for the future. Then you can set aside goals that you want to move forward to and start growing right before your eyes. If you think you're ready to begin this kind of journey of healing and reframing, setting goals, and changing your life from the inside out, send me a message or schedule a free 20-minute consult today to see if coaching is the next best step for you. I'd love to support you as you start exploring your way from subjectivity to objectivity. Thank you for joining me for today's episode of Trauma Survivorhood. This has been written and created by your host, Sara, a trauma recovery coach. For more info about me, trauma recovery resources, or to check out our support groups, classes, free survivor circles, private coaching, and more, visit www.fullcirclewellspring.com. Schedule a complimentary 20-minute discovery call to see if coaching is right for you. For the latest info on schedules and updates, follow us on Facebook at Full Circle Wellspring. All other media, social links, blogs, and show notes are posted in the episode guide below. Until next time, be well, survivors.